Now then, meet someone who is a rarity, to put it mildly, a man whose skin has turned blue. That's what happened to Paul Karason, who lives in California. His face apparently turned blue after applying a silver extract to treat dermatitis. Well, Paul and his fiancée Jackie join us now from their home in California. Thank you very much indeed for staying up to talk to us both. Paul, if I could ask you, first of all, could you just explain how this happened and when it happened?
Well, I put colloidal silver directly on my face. And your facial tissues is where your body apparently stores any excess silver. And
right. And just to clarify matters, before that you were white. Now you are. It looks like a sort of blue-black to me. But is that blue-black just on your face, or is it all over your body?
Well, it's mostly my face, but it's everywhere.
And is it, as far as we know, permanent?
As far as I know.
Right. And this was, as you say, simply because you used this thing called silver extract, which you meant to digest, but you applied it on your face. Now, how long did this take to get that colour?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I applied it to my face for quite a number of weeks. And I wasn't aware that I was dyeing my skin in the process.
But the remarkable thing is, I think I'm right in saying, is that you've been examined by doctors, and apart from the change in the colour of your skin, you're perfectly fit.
Yes.
You're in fine fit. Yes. Now, let me talk to your fiancé. How did you meet Paul?
Through his sister, who is a very good friend of mine.
Right.
And Paul called her house one night.
Right, but I think I'm right in saying that at the time you first talked to him, you'd never seen him, correct?
That is correct.
So, but did you know that his face was blue when you talked to him?
Actually, I did. His sister had told me he was blue.
Right, but that obviously didn't make it. That obviously didn't make any difference to you.
Not after I heard his voice, no.
No. What about other people? I
heard his voice, and we talked constantly after that.
Excellent. I'm delighted to hear it. But what was the reaction of other people?
Everybody stares. And some of it's shock, some of it's kind of fear. Depends on the individual. But he gets a multitude of questioning looks.
I bet. Well, listen, I'm delighted to hear that the two of you are together, and you seem to be coping with it very, very well. We're going to talk to you a little bit longer, a little bit later on, but for the time being, thanks very much indeed for being with us. Remarkable story.
All right, this is a really remarkable story. You'll meet him in a moment, my next guest. He suffered from an irritating skin condition. He tried to treat it, but in the process turned blue. Now, this was Paul Karason 14 years ago, before he decided to treat his skin using silver extract. It's called colloidal silver. A lot of people use it. I certainly do. People usually swallow it, by the way. I use it for earache as well, in my children as well. But Paul decided to rub it into his skin because this dermatitis he had was really getting him down. He is now completely and permanently blue. And there he is, you can see, really is, alongside his fiancée, Jackie, and this is their first and exclusive interview for British TV, so thank you so much, both of you. It's remarkable to see you, Paul, I have to say, and very brave of you, may I add, because I know you dislike the attention that this causes, don't you?
Well, often I do. Not always.
Yeah. But you did move, didn't you, Jackie? Because I know you were living in Oregon and you did move because of the attention that Paul's condition was causing.
No, Paul moved here from Oregon because of the condition and the way he was treated there.
Yeah.
I lived here.
Right, okay, okay. Now, let's talk about this condition then. You had very fair skin, I believe, Paul, and you had dermatitis, and you saw an advert for this colloidal silver and thought it might be a good idea to use it. And I know you took it internally as well, but you decided to rub it into your skin. And when did you first notice the effect this was having?
Oh, golly, I'd been doing it for 2 or 3 months before I even became aware that I had turned blue.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see your face there, and I can see your hand around Jackie's shoulder there. Are you blue all over? You literally blue everywhere.
What are we saying here?
Jackie's going. Because Jackie, you actually only met Paul once he was blue. You hadn't seen him before he'd started using colloidal silver, and that this condition developed. So, I gather you first started talking to him on the phone, and your relationship built up from there. But what was your impression when you finally met him?
I just kind of looked at him. And said, "You're not really blue. You look more like my purple grape."
They're very succulent grapes, Jackie, so lucky you.
Yes, that's true.
Well, they call it Smurf syndrome.
I can see why. They were very irritating little creatures, I have to say, Paul, but you're clearly not. But you're laughing at it, but it must get you down at times.
Well,
It used to.
it's been about 10 years now, and, you know, sometimes the encounters are kind of cute.
Yeah.
Like a little girl that told me, "Mister, you look like you live in a volcano."
Jackie, how do you find it? I mean, you know, how do you find living with a blue man? I mean, it's not sort of, it's different, isn't it?
Well, it was initially, yes. But I don't even notice that he's blue anymore. He's just Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see the love between you, actually, only from this sort of short moment that we've glimpsed you. It's really lovely to see, actually. Really nice. Sorry, I've gone all soppy now, Paul.
Cuz.
He's gone all embarrassed, Jackie, hasn't he? My goodness.
You've got red, Paul.
Me? I don't get embarrassed. He does, but you can't see the red.
You can't see it.
His embarrassment is covered.
Yeah. Now, listen, because clearly there's a serious side to this, but I gather you've had all your internal organs checked. I mean, your heart's fine, your lungs are fine. There's no sort of physical problem inside.
No, certainly nothing that's a result of the silver.
Yeah. Apart from the fact that I gather you're still awaiting the results of the blood silver levels, the amount of silver in your blood. Have you got those results yet?
It's a little higher than normal, but it's not excessive.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, it's really lovely to meet you. It really is. I'm going to carry on taking colloidal silver, which you do still take orally, don't you? You still drink it.
Once in a while.
Yeah. All right,
Not
Jackie.
like I used to.
Do you use it at all, Jackie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And
As often as I can get him to make it for me anyway.
He makes it. How does he make it?
With a generator. He has his own generator and he does the process himself.
Crikey, he's like the Hulk. Except he's got blue instead of green. All right, listen, it's really, really lovely to see you both this morning. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and thank you. And the same to you, Paul. Really lovely to meet you both. It's so nice to see your relationship as well.
That was a lovely, heartfelt laugh when you said, "Is everything blue?" Absolutely chuffed with that. Main headlines you're waking up to this. There he goes again.
Still laughing.
These Monday morning headlines. Here we go. The Bank of England will announce...